All right, guys, Peter's Advantage Episode 5. Sorry it is a little late, but we do still have a message from our sponsors, and we are excited to tell you about something really cool going down at World Gaming CSGO Canadian Championships. We will be playing in the show match, and you guys have the chance to play with us or play head-to-head against some of the best gamers in the world. It's all part of the Snackmandu Showdown. Check out the link below to enter for a chance to play with me in this show match, or any of us here, not just me. FNS will be there too. People like to threaten FNS, but we'll get into that later. If you're one of the lucky winners, you'll also get tickets to an exclusive VIP experience at the CSGO Finals. Check out Snackmandu on Facebook or Instagram to enter this contest, and I'll see you at this year's CSGO Finals in Toronto. Be there. Be there. All right, guys, Episode 5. How's everybody doing?
Just great.
Everyone's having a good time?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah?
You sure?
Being alive is always good.
Do you have an exciting day, Finesse, or what?
Waking up to another day is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, be grateful for the little things, you know.
Do we want to go into the juice right away?
Do we want to?
There's a little bit of female CS juice as well.
Ooh, I saw
I don't know
that.
too much.
All right,
of
hit that
it,
one
but,
first.
like,
I don't know a whole lot about
I don't
that
even know
one
what that
either.
is.
All right, Daps, you're the one who has the most knowledge on it, so you gotta go. Well, all I know is what Valde tweeted.
From what I gathered, 2 females from the secret team left the event.
Ooh.
When they were invited or some shit, and just were pissed that they lost to some random Danish team, is what I gathered.
They left the event. What does that mean?
2 of them left, but the rest of the team stayed, is what I gathered.
Oh,
I think
something
it was
similar happened
Zaz
at
and
DreamHack, but
Juliana
we don't
that
talk about
left.
it.
I mean, to be fair, that team they lost to is probably about to be like a top 2 team in like a couple months.
You never know
I
with
mean,
the
that's
Danish
that's
scene.
what Danes
You
do,
never
dude.
know,
They
yeah.
just Danes are insane.
Yeah, I guess I can't really say too much. I don't want to be wrong with my information.
All I know is that all I saw is what Valde tweeted out. He's savage as fuck. Did you guys see his tweet? He made that.
No.
Well, yeah,
meme.
it kind of makes sense about
Let's see. What do you tweet?
He tweeted out he did that Snickers meme, like a
Snickers
Snickers
for
the
female
yeah.
scene whining.
If you look, there's some of the
no.
replies on there.
So,
That's where I have most of my info from.
That's a 2.4K
So it's-
like tweet right there.
So essentially, a girl team, Team Secret, the best girl team, decided they didn't want to continue in a tournament because they didn't think they could win. That's basically the
Really?
gist of it, right?
Gotta be at that
well,
point.
no, okay. So there's apparently there's a tournament and a B tournament, and I think they lost the A tournament to a team literally named after one of the players. Let me it was a pug.
Dane's Money Crew.
Yeah, A&J told me that the Danish players on that team, it was just a pug. They weren't even a team. They don't get paid or anything, and they beat them pretty.
At,
They beat them
some Danish
trolling. I
land?
watched part of it. They were trying to knife Team Secret and shit and trolling.
As you do.
And they lost.
I can understand it being a female gamer why that would be annoying as fuck, because that's what you do when you play against the female teams. You just
Wait, what
you
do you
just troll
imply?
around. That you
What are you
troll
saying,
around.
dude?
That they're
hell,
not
dude?
very good.
What the hell, dude?
Sorry.
Oh my god, we
No,
have
I'm
female
not
team,
implying
CLG
anything.
Red.
I didn't imply anything, to be fair. I pretty much just said it.
So isn't what people are upset that they think they deserve invites to tournaments is what I get. They think they're better than they are and then get destroyed by tier 5 teams. That
Yeah, well, to be
That's
fair,
what I
that,
get from
Team
it.
Secret team is kind of. I don't think a lot of the female teams think the way they do. Those girls over there have been pretty entitled for a long time, I think.
I mean, I think it's just one of those things where one girl from a team says something and everyone's like, "Oh, this is what all female CS players think."
No,
and it's
yeah, it's definitely. I
It's
don't
not-
think it's the majority.
I think a lot of girls do want to be on a good team, but I think most of them realize that it's either you play with a female roster and you compete in female tournaments and you get to travel the world, make money, salary, or you play on an average guy team and never really do anything. That's generally what it is, and it's not because they might be bad. It's just think about how hard it is even to be a good guy player, and they're not going to get the same opportunities probably, just based off being a girl, and so they just stick with the female stuff, and it's just I don't know. I don't think a lot of them think they deserve more than they do, but I mean it would suck getting disrespected and stuff all the time because I mean honestly we play qualifiers. We could disrespect a lot of the teams that we play if we wanted to. You could buy stupid guns and knife people. But
yeah, I mean, what I played at Fragadelphia I played CLG Red once, and I played at ClutchCon I played what's current. They were Karma, I think, or something. The two top NA
Dignitas.
female teams, and like we never. I don't think we ever got to the point where we were trolling them. Like we played normally. Like I think it is kind of disrespectful to like try and knife them and shit if you're raping them.
It's just
like,
$1,500 kill
you
reward.
just finish the match, like get it over with. Like
I think there's a difference of like you flank someone and you knife them versus like 4 people b-hop at one.
The other
trying
thing
to-
is,
you know what I
though,
mean?
like, I've never met the Team Secret girls, but based on a lot of what other people have told me, they're pretty cunty. And so, like, if you're playing against them, you know, like, and you're some Danish, like if you're like a Danish tier 5 team, and you like those girls,
You've been
like they just
rejected
really
by
bug
all of
you.
them?
Yeah, well, maybe
Yeah, you
maybe they've
really
all
just gotta
rejected you,
fucking knife 'em
and you're
in game.
mad. Yeah. No, I meant like you're tired of hearing them just bitch and whine all the time. Like I'm not saying this is what happened. Like I don't know them. I don't know, but I'm just saying like I can see in that scenario where you're intentionally trying to piss them off, right?
Yeah, that's. I don't think it's the whole team either. I think
Yeah.
it's just 2 of them from what I read. But
So 3 people stayed and 2 people left. That would make me really mad if I was one of the 3 people that stayed. If 2 of my teammates just like dipped on me, I'd be like, "The fuck!"
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
Yeah.
can you imagine? You like wake up and your teammates are just like they just left. You're like, "Oh, cool."
What's up, guys? Yeah, sick.
I think
Really
that's a
good
team
time.
killer right there, but
You think so?
yeah, that's a. We just gotta separate. Like
Just gotta
go
go
our different
You
separately.
just gotta do
directions.
it.
Different goals.
All right, you
Yeah.
guys want to talk about Mouse Sports versus Liquid at the ESG finals?
I only watched last map, so I don't really know much about
So
it.
you just think
It was-
Oscar's the best?
He's so good. That guy's fucking good though.
Okay.
I don't know. It was nice to see 2 different teams in the finals, but the final was kind of boring because most
It
of the
was.
maps were blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
it would have
each
been nice
map
to see
was.
like close.
Are you guys the
The
type of
last
player?
map
I
was
don't know.
decent.
Are you guys like the type of players that want NA teams to win? Or are you the type of players that would rather
Yeah.
have your own team win and then you
Nah.
hope that it's your team over
I
other
just,
teams?
if I'm watching an event, I just want a good match. Like, I don't even, like,
Yeah,
I don't
but-
care who wins.
So you're not patriotic towards like NA
No.
ever?
No.
I mean, I
Yeah,
play with Tim.
like seeing
I'm happy when Tim wins and
I was
stuff.
about to say,
like,
like, I want my friends to
uh,
win. Like,
That's
I don't really care about the team, like NA teams winning, but like if I like, friends on a team, like I hope the best for them because
yeah.
I mean, even if they're on an opposing team, you don't want them to do bad just because like you're not on their team or something. Like it's not.
Yeah.
That's just like selfish.
Right. Like, I wanted Liquid to win because I have friends on that team, not because they're North American.
Or if I have beat CLG or something in an online game and then you win a LAN, then I can be like, well, I beat CLG, so pretty much like that means
that
I won.
math.
the tournament.
Yeah.
That's basic math right
CS
there.
math.
Basic geometry, and you come
Yeah.
to that conclusion.
Exactly.
But overall, that ESG event was like super interesting. I thought, like, I didn't expect Liquid to go to the finals at all. That was.
I mean,
surprising
anyone
to
that
me.
beats SK, you don't expect to beat SK. So
Yeah, that's true.
just
So
like,
I feel like the thing about Liquid is like they're really like hit or miss. Like they either like have like these huge fucking like 11-4 halves, or they just get slapped.
Like
Like
you just
in
need
the
JDM to be consistent, man. So JDM's consistent, they usually end up doing really well. If he has off games, you'll usually
Well,
lose.
Stan's not calling anymore, and he played really well. Like Stan played.
Yeah,
I think Stan top fragged almost every best of 3. He's getting a lot of impact kills too.
he's really good, man. He's a really,
He's got
really
good
player.
timings.
Yeah, his timings are probably one of the
Yeah.
best.
He's kind of like a happy, where it's like you're not like super impressed because he's one-shotting people, but he just got like real good flank timings. He's always like good at maneuvering smokes and just like
Closes
that.
the round out pretty well.
Yeah, good clutcher too. Like
Yeah, so I think Nitro calling over him helped him a lot. You just focus on that mainly.
Yeah. I mean, like, I hate bringing this up. This is something that has been brought up in private between like a bunch of different people, but it never really gets like said like a lot. But like, because Russ is a really good player and he's really young. Don't get me wrong, but how hard he falls off on LAN versus how hard he carries online, I think that like Liquid did really well this event, but like he had a really underwhelming event in comparison to how he plays online. But what's weird is he still is playing well. Like it's not like he's playing bad, but like if you just look at the comparison, like he like just over his whole career he averages 1.18 online and then 1.05 on LAN. Like 1.05 isn't bad. Like that's not like him playing bad. But I feel like when you drop like when your frag distribution or when your frag count like drops off that hard, like I feel like that affects your whole team. Like when they rely on you to do things online that and then you don't replicate the same things on LAN. I don't know. Like I noticed that when I'm watching.
I think it's just like for one quality teams in NA, like you can online your those
that
little
too.
qualifiers. That's going to boost it a bit. I know like
Mhm.
that's a little bit of a big boost, but I think secondly, like I don't know if FNS agrees, like he is a mental thing for him. I think it's not that he
Yeah.
becomes bad. It's just like
No, like I said, he's not even playing
he's
bad. Like he's not putting up
no,
bad
I know,
numbers by
but
any
he's
means.
not putting up 30 kills
Yeah,
every game.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's just a mental thing for him. Like he just needs to like he tries really hard, like almost too hard. And then if he goes down like 0-4, 0-5, then like I'm pretty sure in his head he's just like shit. Like I'm down right now. Like I don't think he plays for stats per se, but like certain players when they go down 0-6, they don't come back from 0-6. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you watch like a player like Forrest, he could be like 0-8 and in the half 16-10, and you're just like, all right, like. But I don't think everyone can do that.
Yeah,
Actually,
agree.
I like that from the Nika's guy who went like 0-19 or whatever. Like when I was watching the match, he wasn't like chasing kills. You know, some players would have the mentality of like I need to get like a frag on the board. You know, and when I was watching it, he wasn't like chasing kills or like
I know
trying
on
to
12
play
you
super.
gotta though.
No,
You
but
really have to.
I respect him for like not going for a kill. You know, like an unnecessary just like hiding and baiting his team to like try and get a
Yeah.
point on the board to avoid a
At
red dead.
0-14, you're allowed that one.
Well, yeah. If
That
I was
one
his
you're like-
teammate, I'd be like, "You can bait me. Like, let's just push Ivy or something. Like, let's get you on the board here."
Get one kill.
Yeah, that would suck,
Get you
man.
on
I've
the
never
board.
had a match where I've gone like
Yeah, of
0
course not, because you're hiding behind
That's what
five
I mean.
teammates
That's
and
what I
3
mean. Like
walls.
I don't know what that's like to be in that position. Like I've never like I feel like that would just feel terrible. Finesse, what's it like?
I've never done it. I don't hide behind walls either. Dude, you create walls. I think you have that ability. If there isn't a wall, you just add one to the
Yeah,
game.
I find a wall to make.
What's the
At least
lowest
just
amount of kills you
lurking
guys have
around.
gotten in a match?
Oh, I don't know.
I've probably gone like 5 and like 20 or some shit.
I
probably.
remember going 4 and 16 once and we lost 16-1. But I don't remember anything lower than that. I might have gone worse than that, but I don't remember.
I don't think I've ever had an 0-15 half in a match. Maybe
No,
a
me
scrim.
neither.
Like I think everyone's probably had one in a scrim at like some point in their
I don't
lives.
think so
But
either, but
No, like Finesse said, I don't think I ever have. No, I don't think I've ever gone 0
I think
and
you'd
15.
make sure
I
there's
bait
no
too
way.
hard. Yeah, I don't think that could ever happen.
I think a lot of people's bad stats are like, if you get 16-0, you got owned. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're 2 and 16. The next guy on your team, top frag, with 6 kills. It's like no one really did that great, you know. But like, obviously, you look worse, kind of. But I mean,
Yeah, I'm more so talking about the matches where like it's a close game.
a close one, yeah.
Yeah, if it's 16-13
kill.
and you went like
Let's just
8
say I've had a
28,
few rough.
if you go like 8
I
and
think-
25.
I think my worst ever like close game was in that first World Championships we played on Inferno. I was like -14 that game on Inferno,
Oh, yeah,
and
you
Corey
threw
was
hard
carrying.
on that.
I didn't throw. I just played bad.
That was our
For real.
match.
It was. It was.
We
I
were
played
meant
bad
to
that
win
one.
that tournament.
Yeah.
What game was that?
Inferno in the quarterfinals against Sweden.
Oh,
We had like 38 kills on Inferno.
yeah, I forgot about that game.
Let's
That was
just
Yeah.
say Pitt was not held very well.
It was nothing. It wasn't very good that game. I had a bad game that game. Yeah.
I mean, everyone's gonna have bad games. The thing is, like, you gotta have a team that can like bail you out of those like bad games. You know, like Cold Zero
You
doesn't
were
have
doing your
40 kills
best to
ever.
bail us
Well,
out of that game. I was really not letting the bailout happen on that one.
yeah.
I think
We're not winning. I assure
we
you,
will not win this
no
game.
matter
yeah.
what you guys do.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Dave or Dav's bringing up the point, like, you know, like people hunting frags and are doing bad. I feel like if you watch most good players, like I don't care who they are, and they're like not top fragging, but they're not doing awful. These motherfuckers hunt. Like most good people, they'll like
They need
maybe not.
momentum.
Yeah, it's not like gun rounds that they hunt so much. It's like in eco round, you'll see someone that is normally passive fly around a corner with an full speed, just searching for his like 3K, boost his stats, and like I think those kills are meaningless. I mean, like obviously, like, I don't know, device getting
It's like
28
when your opera
kills.
is like
Yeah.
off. When your opera's like, I don't know, like 5 into 12, but you're like still grinding rounds out, it's so hard for the operas to come back. Because like they're the other operas in their head, you know, they're like, oh fuck, I know what they're doing. Like or they know what I'm doing, you know, like they know how I play, they're anti-striding me. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into your head like when you're an opera, because it's such an expensive gun, such an expensive investment that you kind of have to do well if you're an opera.
That's what I noticed with your team, Finesse, is every time I see Ricky doing bad, you guys lose. Or it's like you're close.
Well, he's not
to
our
losing.
opera.
No, I
Kenny.
know, but I don't know. I just noticed that that every time Ricky's doing bad, you guys are like losing or close to
It's
it.
really random.
I feel like when you op, like, you don't get a ton of ecos, you know, like if you have an op in your hand. So, like, unless they just rush your site or like your spot, usually the rifles are the ones kind of cleaning up. Like, not that you don't get any, but like if you did start out bad, like FNS said, like 0 and 8 or whatever, like, you might not do bad for the rest of the half, but you might only get like 1 or 2 kills on 2 of the gun rounds, and then like you only ended up with like 7 kills or something. Like, I don't know. That I just think operas is harder to just have like, I don't know. Certain teams also use more smokes than others. Like some people are like way more anti-op style than I don't know.
I mean, I think double up is coming more into like play with a lot of different teams, especially on CT side. Just it was always there, but more so now. People are relying a lot more on ops just to shut down bomb sites because executes are getting a lot better, and shutting down spots is getting a lot easier for like terrorists as like the game progresses and people come up with new strats and new ways to clear stuff. It's like the game is harder and harder on CT side now. Like very,
the game
very
is
difficult.
just so much like you can't get away with shit anymore. You know, like
Yeah, CT
it's
side is
so much
very
harder
hard.
to get away with dumb shit now. Like everyone's just so much better. Like everyone across the board is just so much better now. You can't get away with like random dumbass pushes anymore. Really, like you have to like really time it well.
Yeah.
And economy is so important on CT. So like, Ts can force buy their way into anything, but on CT, you know, it just becomes so hard sometimes.
Pistols are still way too overpowered.
Really, you think
It's
so? Like I don't think
insane.
the pistols are that nuts anymore. Really.
Like, how can I like? Why am I allowed to buy a P250 and just like instantly dink a guy across the map for like 90 damage? Just, like, he's dead. Because I have
Yeah.
a CZ running up behind me, just like pushing.
I do agree with like the running accuracy is fucked because people aren't stopping when they do that. They just fucking are running.
P250 first bullet running.
They've done a really good job of
Perfect kill.
nerfing the Tech 9 and the 5.7 though. Like everyone's just using
Yeah,
the
Tech
CZ
9's
now.
garbage.
Yeah.
So that
CZ's still overpowered.
I was thinking
Yeah,
about
it
making a
can be,
video on my own, kind of about different gun balances, but I just want to ask you guys a couple questions then on that topic. Is like, you guys, I know about FNS DMs a lot. I don't know about Davey and Daps. I mean, I know you DM, but I just know that FNS DMs like a lot. Like, you know when you're fighting someone in DM, right? Maybe you're reloading your gun or something, and he is just spraying at you, and he's whiffing every single bullet, and randomly on like the 27th bullet, you just get headshot. Like, I feel like this person didn't mean to kill you. Like, the game just like gives people kills randomly. Like, I'm sure everyone's felt like that at some point. Like, jumping with SMGs is the perfect example of like, you'll never USP someone that just jumps around a corner with a Mac 10 at someone when you're saving. It's like impossible. But like, why do they even get any benefit in the air? Like, I don't.
The game rewards really dumb shit. That's like the problem. It's like like I said, the running accuracy, the jumping accuracy is too good with a lot of guns, and so like people get away with really terrible movement, and like it's not more tactical anymore. It's just clown CS, and it turns into one of those things where like it strays away from the tactical side because of that. It just looks really bad when like somebody gets away with that versus a really good player who's playing smart. So that's why it's like you have to find a good balance between playing just I don't even know what the word for it is because it's not really dumb if it works. So it's like
you can't hold angles as well versus people that play crazy, right? Like,
Well,
you can't.
But LAN is different. That's the thing. Like LAN is a lot different than like online. Online, can't even believe some of the shit that goes on. Everything works online for some people.
Well, what kind of meta change would you look for? Like, I was having this talk the other day of like, would you be mad if they like increased the price of the AUG or Krieg and made the AUG like a one-shot headshot?
I don't care about stuff like that because no one uses those guns. But like,
No,
I
but
would
my
like
point is
for
like,
the
would
jumping.
you like it to be a viable weapon? Like the
No.
CTs can invest a bit more to have like an AK
I think that's
style
not
weapon.
To me-
I think that's a good idea.
To me, those changes aren't necessary because like AK and M4, like the balance of the guns right now is fine, other than the fucking jumping accuracy and the running accuracy. If those two things are switched up in every single gun, and people are forced to stop when they fucking shoot you,
Yeah.
it makes the game a lot harder for terrorists, especially because they're the ones rushing into bomb sites. Think about cash on when you're quad or when you're in the bomb site, and a player crosses, and you're in the site, a player crosses towards quad. He's not gonna stop while he's shooting because he wants his player to trade. So if he's consistently accurate and he gets to dink on you just because he's running across, because the gun is so accurate while you're running, then the other guy has an easy trade. Whereas if you just kill him because he has to stop, then he does way less damage to you. You have a chance to get a second kill. So that's like one example where like close range battles, pistols just overwhelm rifles. And it's a fucking joke.
I agree. I think people need to stop more, or there should be some penalty at least to like 80 strafing. Because like if you go into a pistol deathmatch and you go and you get a USP and you try to tap people, people never stop moving ever. Like I know people will stop more in like real games, like they're gonna stop and shoot at you. But going to any good pistol DM, people will 80 their life away the whole time. They'll never ever stand still. And guess what? They'll kill you a shitload of times when you're just like, okay, and you can't even track them. It's like not even possible because the movement's so fast and the accurate, and you don't even get like registration on their head. So it's like, I don't know. I think that if they want to keep the movement like the same speed, they should just make it so that if you hit someone, they actually slow down a bit and they stop like fucking just flying at like, full speed.
The reason drop zone is such a hard spot to hold is because people just jump and dink you in the air, ladder room and train. People just fucking they're in the air and they'll destroy you, and you're just on the ground staring at that spot. But like if they just get lucky, which is often, then it turns into a thing where like you need to fix that in the game where people are in the air. The accuracy is just too much, and people shouldn't get rewarded for that. They should have to clear stuff with Molotovs and like.
Do you think it should be like 0% accuracy midair?
Yeah, to me, because I mean, like it's no skill. It literally takes no skill, zero skill to do that shit. Or like when you're in drop angled and a guy rushes you with a Glock and is running across and headshots you while you have an angle with the USP. You didn't play it wrong, but because the Glock has 100% accuracy when it's like you're just running, he just kills you. That type of stuff is not skilled to me. It's more like the game has just got to be tweaked to the point where like people have to be able to stop.
Way more annoying online too versus on LAN. Like on LAN, at least if you're posted up on that ang and the guy goes running across, you feel like you have a chance to shoot him if you hit your shot, right? Online, you're dead before you even get to shoot back. Like so often, it fucking sucks.
What about I think pistol damage should be decreased from a distance, in my opinion. Like I think if I dink someone with a P250, dinking someone like, let's say how much damage is like me dinking someone from pit to plat on Dust 2, dude? Like 70 damage?
Probably 71 damage or something like that.
It should be less. I think it should be like 40 or something. Because like,
or even
$300 pistol, like it should be lower.
Even like, at least make the person double headshot you with like 2 nice shots to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I'd even be fine with like, if you get headshot twice in a row, the second one does more, just because I feel like at least they earned it then. Like, at least it's there. How many times have you been like mowed down by a P250 that's just running, just like shoots like, and it's just like cool, man. Like,
well, that's the thing. Gun that's insane on LAN? CZ, dude. CZ is fucking crazy on LAN.
CZ is good online too, man.
I know, but it's on LAN. It's just like you don't even have a chance.
Here's my point. Okay, so let's say we're playing mid on we're mid on Mirage, where the CT's playing mid. Like, I'm afraid to peek mid because like I'm okay with getting one tap by a deagle, right? Like the deagles actually like take skill to use, but 2 CZs can just fly out mid online and instantly dink me and just kill me. They rush a connector. They have an M4 now. Like, I think every pistol except for the deagle should just be nerfed to shit from long range. Like you should have to like get really close for it to be OP. I don't think I should get dinked for 80 from like across the map with a
100% agree. I think.
And you know why everyone isn't using the deagle? Because it actually is hard. Like people actually have to hit nice shots to kill you with the deagle, which is why if you join any lower matchmaking game, they all use techs and CZs and shit because like they can't hit the deagle.
They get to run and shoot.
And I have like a Smurf account at lower ranks. I buy a deagle, I'll one dig everyone. They have terrible movement, but like no one else does that shit just because like.
Well, the deagle forces you to stop. The deagle forces you to stop, aim, shoot, and I want that to be for every gun, not just fucking deagle. If that was like that for every gun, the game would have a higher it would be a lot harder to play. Straight
Yeah,
up.
and it's just like even like you said with the jumping accuracy, it's like one of the things is that if you catch someone jumping, that is supposed to be you catching them in a mistake.
Exactly. That's
Like,
my point. Yeah,
like,
you should be
they-
rewarded for making a better
Yeah,
adjustment and play, but people aren't more people are rewarded jumping than they are.
no, it's
or
hard.
Like
It's hard
it's
to
almost
kill someone in
50-50
the air.
sometimes
Like,
too.
like it's hard to headshot them in the
Yeah.
air. You know what I mean? Like you'll spray them down in 6 shots, but like today, Mitch was playing in ladder room in a scrim versus like a premier team. Literally, the dude jumped on the ladder, one AK bullet. I literally just hear boom, Mitch is dead. like he got one AK falling down ladder. Literally, just like
And it's
like-
the accuracy's better on land because you have less ping, so you're just
Yeah.
dropping down. Your bullets are more accurate. It's really fucking stupid. It's like it gets to a point where like it becomes bad because you're rewarding the bad play more than you are the good one.
which is why I think the teams with like kind of like the Fanatics and like those type of teams, why I think there's always a couple of them in the top is just because like if you have really good players and you take you kind of abuse the game in a smart way, you're going to come out on top at a couple tournaments. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you abuse the game enough, like if the game was all about playing perfect CS, Astralis would win every tournament. Like in my opinion, they play like the most tactical, sound game. Everything they do, all their rotates. You watch a demo. If someone leaves a spot,
Retakes especially.
like if someone leaves a spot, someone takes the spot, or something else happens. Like they don't do stuff for no reason. Whereas like sometimes you can watch other teams and you're just like, dude, this guy just left Ivy, and like just no reason. And then like it's fine because he runs around the corner later with an ump and gets 2 kills. Like it's just like I've seen it happen so many times where people like make fundamental errors in their game, but it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter that they fucked up.
I agree.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, done with that now, done with the pistols and the, game changes. FNS. What happened?
No,
Night
no,
Dreamhack
let's do it
Montreal.
again. Let's just talk about the tournament first.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's just start with like.
That's what I
Let's
meant.
work
What
our way
happened
into it. Let's
with
start
his
with the
team at the
appetizer and get to the
tournament?
main course.
Alright.
So we started off
Heck, Montreal.
Kinguin at DreamHack Montreal. Yeah, we ended up
Mhm.
playing Kinguin how So going in, we already knew how they played and stuff, but we also I know them to be a pretty good team. Like they're a decent team. Corey, it was when we went with TSM to Mountain Dew League land. They won that, I think. Kinguin did, that Polish team.
Yeah.
They
That
won the
entire
whole
Polish
thing?
lineup. I think so. Pretty sure. But they had Bubble, I think, and Victor at the time or some shit. Maybe it was that
Oh
team.
yeah,
I can't remember. Maybe it was that
Yeah.
team, or maybe I don't remember. I know they came close to winning if they didn't win the whole thing.
Yeah, they got
Anyways,
top
they were playing
twos.
pretty well. So I knew they were a good team online and stuff, but they kind of overwhelmed us in that first match. We knew we were going to play Mirage. Everything was pretty set, but you can't look in too much into a team like that because they don't really have too much structure. So the way they played it, they just kind of out-aimed all of us. This is 16-4. They definitely destroyed every single player. No one played well. So it was a good game that they played, and we just weren't good on the day, aim-wise. So they just kind of owned us, lost 16-4, went back to the hotel room. Everyone was so emo because we should feel like we should be winning against those teams, and then we lost, and I was super tilting. And it's also a lot of pressure on us because when you go to a tournament like DreamHack Montreal and don't perform or don't even get, and you lose 16-4, first of all, to a team you should be beating, but second of all, or a team you're expected to beat, but second of all, also the pressure from your fans and all that to do well after you've shown that you could do well internationally on LAN and stuff. So I don't know, it's just that pressure of having to perform. So we're shit, we have to win tomorrow or we're kind of screwed. And from everyone. And we're just gonna get a lot of shit. So a lot of that stuff goes through your head. But what we adjusted from day 1 to day 2 was we're all right, fuck this. We're not gonna fucking focus on anything. So we're you know what? We're not gonna watch any demos from them. Me specifically, I'm not gonna watch a single thing they do. I want to play my own game. I don't know how they op. I don't want to know how they play CT sides. I don't want to know how they play T sides. And a lot of that got in a couple of our players' heads. When Kenny was told how their opper plays or how this guy plays, Kenny tried to just subconsciously anti-strat. So it kind of got in his head, stuff like that. So we're like, you know what? None of that shit.
Because if they
We're not-
don't do it, then
exactly
like-
that. But even if they do it and it works, it's like fuck. Like I should have known to kill him there, and it gets even more in your head. So we're like, you know what? Don't study these guys. Fuck it. We're just gonna play our game. So the first game was versus I forgot their name. The Marquis team.
Gale Force.
Gale
Gale
Force.
Force, yeah.
Gale Force. So going in, obviously we're confident. We feel like we're way better than them as a team. So we go in. Overpass starts off rough. We end up closing it out, and then because it was 1-0 and cash, we started T side. We're really confident on our cash, especially on T side. So I was super confident. We ended up just, I think 16-1 was the score, or 16. It was 16 to something, like 16-2, 16 to low number, and we kind of destroyed them. And then because of that, we were warmed up going into Kingwin game, and then everyone played really well versus Kingwin. I felt like I called really well versus them. It was just a whole different day, and we just kind of focused on our game instead of focusing on like what they do and try to anti it. 1-2-0 versus them, and then we played Immortals and lost. Because we should have won train. I don't know if any of you watched the tournament, but we should have won train.
Could have
did
won
not
train, that's for sure.
Final.
We were up 13-7, and
Yeah.
we started making a lot of like really bad mistakes. Like we had a Molotov at upper one round while I was flanking. We didn't throw it onto the bomb. Super newbie stuff. Super simple mistakes cost us rounds, gave them economy, and then they ended up closing out the game. So good for them, I guess. And then Inferno was their pick, and obviously we're not like a renowned team on Inferno. We just started playing it a lot.
Usually your
So-
least favorite map.
Yeah, exactly. So we were going in. It's their best. It was like their best or second best map, I think,
That and
statistically.
Cobble.
So
Best.
Yeah,
Inferno
so
and
they
Cobble,
picked
I like,
it.
too.
I think that's why they picked it. They just they're like these guys don't play it. We started off really well, like 6-0 up, 7-0 up, and then they came back in the half. We won pistol, and then it was 8-8, and then right after we won pistol, we got clean eco'd, like
I watched that.
destroyed
You
by
guys
their
walked
force
up
buy.
mid and just got fucking crossfired.
CZ, yeah,
Yeah.
and we're just like, oh fucking, that's bad. And then after that, it was just downhill from there. Like this, it was just bad. And then so we lost that game, and that was the end of our tournament. So another
So what?
semi-final ending.
Yeah, I didn't really watch Montreal. I was watching the ESG thing, but
Yeah.
they were late to your match.
Okay,
I saw
so
Ryu tweeted.
yeah, so they were late, and I think they may have gotten a warning. It was just like
Yeah.
Seal and Bolts were there, but the other three were not there, I think is what happened. Or maybe 5 of them were, maybe 5 of them were late, but like, I know for a fact all of them weren't there when they were supposed to be there. While our whole team was already
Now,
set up, ready to
do
go.
you think
And
it's
they had, like-
because they don't speak English? Because maybe it wasn't communicated properly to them. you
To be
know?
honest, I have no clue. I don't know what happened.
That was a
I
joke,
don't
by the
know.
way.
So they were there for the match.
Some of them don't, though,
officially
I don't think.
starting time, but
Yeah,
not
but come
like when
on,
the
like-
war. Or not.
No,
when the
okay. Well,
event
so
wanted
they
them
had
there?
4 minutes. Like they got there with 4 minutes to spare.
Okay.
Like, which is bad, right? Because you have
Yeah.
to like be set up, and I don't
Yeah.
think they were set up, but they set up real quick, so they weren't warmed up at all. And they still ended up beating us, but like they were late. So technically, they were late on
They
DreamHack
usually
standard.
make you be there at least an hour before.
Exactly, and they weren't there.
Yeah.
So whatever. So they got a warning. I'm pretty sure they got a warning for that. And then after they beat us, I guess they went to go eat or whatever. I don't know where they went. And then I guess was this the next day? The final was the next day.
Same day.
Yeah.
Same
Wait,
day.
was it
Right?
the same day?
It was Sunday, right?
Same
Both
day.
on Sunday, right?
Because they
Okay,
played the
okay.
morning and then they played in the
Yeah.
afternoon for the final.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next game, from what I wasn't at the venue or anything, but all I heard was that they just 3 of them didn't show up, while the other 2 were there. And then they ended up showing up late again, but because they had already gotten a warning, they just took a map off them. So that's all I know for
Which is
what happened.
fair,
You know,
honestly.
yeah, I'm actually
You're late
glad
twice,
that they enforce their rules. Because how many times are you at an event
No, even
where
Immortals
the
tweeted.
admins just don't enforce the rules that they have in
Yeah.
place? And, you
Even
know, I'm
Immortals.
like,
I mean, but how many times are you in an event and the team is late twice? Like never.
it's
No,
happened
Especially
to
never
me
in a grand
before.
final match.
It's
Like
happened to
no.
me before.
Well, in a grand final, like let's be real, like that's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
So, anyways, the point
Usually you
is,
expect people to be late in the morning. You know what I mean? Like usually it's the morning matches. People
I think
like.
what ended up happening was the C9 game ended earlier than expected, and they didn't realize they had to be there because it was a rotating schedule, which means the other game starts right away. As soon as that game ends, the other one starts. And I think that's what they didn't realize, is I think what happened. And so they ended up showing up late because of that, because the time changed on when they were supposed to show up. So I think that's
Those
what
The
ended up
weird
happening.
part is
That's-
that Bolts
and
and Steel made it both matches
Yeah.
on time, so you
Yeah.
think
The other three would too.
there shouldn't be any language issue because Steel and Bolts have a way to contact them. It's not like a language thing.
Yeah, I think Zach was
So-
there too. I'm not sure. Oh no, Zach was sick. Apparently that's what ended up happening.
So something. So there's got to be either they slept in or like
Something happened. I don't know what it
they
was.
they like took a nap between best of threes or something. But like
Yeah,
I
and
saw
then-
a lot of people saying it's like a language issue, but it's like if Steel and Bolts can be there on time both times, then doesn't make
Yeah.
well, it's kind of weird because you'd think like Bolts or Steel would like make you get up. I mean, like I was on a team with Jordan and like other people, and like we were close to being late or like maybe even like a little bit late. But like FNS said, if if the event tells you to be there an hour early, and you get there 45 minutes early, they generally don't care that much. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Because
exactly.
like
It's when you really push the time.
it's when it's when you're supposed to go live in 10 minutes and you're entering the building. They're like, yo, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, but you know, if you're 10 minutes late,
because they have segments, dude. Like where they're
Yeah.
like they're like introducing the players and stuff, and like on the cast. So you kind of have to be there for that. And if you like disrespect that, then obviously you're gonna get penalized. And they did it twice, so they got penalized the second time by losing a map. So that's all that really happened with that, and that's all I know at least.
yeah, no, I know maybe they thought like because you know some events they an hour warm up, some they're like whatever, we just won't take our warm up. But like if you're late twice, then just
No, even Immortals tweeted, like Noah, the owner of Immortals, tweeted like, "Hey, thank you DreamHack for enforcing your rules on the players. Like we
Noah's
deserve
a really
this."
good guy. I've had meetings with Noah in the past. He's a really like. He's
I've
a
never
really
met him or
legit
anything,
guy.
but yeah,
He's
that
a
was a
really
good statement to make.
yeah. No, he goes through the process. He follows the rules. He's a really positive guy to have in the esports scene. I'll say that
Yeah.
about him.
So what sort of what made you tweet what you did, Finesse? Like your like I
I don't
know
know what
your
made
humor,
me-
but like
Yeah, okay. So I don't know what made me tweet that. It was just like everyone else was tweeting stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny, right? Like, I mean, it was kind
It
of
was
funny.
funny.
in my
so you
opinion,
made
like-
fun of
When I
yourself.
Listen,
yeah,
let me
when
put it
I
this way,
when
like,
I
if
read your
if I'm
tweet,
tweeting
I was
something, right?
like, when I
When
read
I'm
your
tweeting
tweet,
something and I laugh at the tweet, I'm like, all right, I gotta tweet this shit. Like, if I laugh at my own tweet, I'm like, yeah, other people are gonna fucking laugh. So I tweet it, and I'm like, you know what? Like, the worst part is I lost to fucking 3 people. I lost to a team where 3 players were hungover, right? So I tweet that, and prior to this, before I even tweeted that, not only had I heard that they were partying, I'd also seen other people tweet that they were partying. My definition of partying involves drinking. 100% of the time. That's what my definition of partying is. So that's why I posted the hangover thing. No, I don't have straight facts. Like I can't prove it that they were drinking. There's no medical analysis or anything that I can do
Nice
to
knowing you.
prove that I was not that they were drinking, right? I was just like partying to me and drinking go hand in hand. So that's why I posted that
Especially
these
with those guys.
And the reason I said
Well-
hungover is because they were late, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh, they probably slept in or something, right? The way they took it was, oh, this guy is telling people that we went out drinking and we got hungover and that's why we were late.
But FNS, have you ever
and you're
considered-
talking shit. Apparently.
Exactly.
man,
But-
that's,
but
that's
FNS,
a
have you
compliment,
considered-
man.
Have you guys considered that they might just be mad that you think that they were hungover when in fact they can handle that much booze easy? Like, they're
yeah,
not
the-
hungover
yeah,
from
yeah,
that
no,
pussy
no,
shit.
yeah, no.
They're-
He's sitting there thinking like, we only drank like 6 beers last night. We were not hungover.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what's bad.
we were
But,
drunk,
like,
but we are not
I could see
hungover.
why they were mad. Okay, I could see why somebody would be mad at that. Like, in a sense that, like, yo, bro, why are you telling people that we were hungover? You don't even know that for a fact. You're just saying that and it's making us look bad and in the public's eyes. Now people are giving us shit. Our org is giving us shit. It's fair. If I got a message from any of them or a tweet from any of them or something like, hey, man, can you take that tweet down? Or can you, like, say, hey, you're just joking or something? 100% I would do it. In fact, I did do it. Where, like, I apologized for the tweet. But they didn't do any of that. Now, what ended up happening, I'm not trying to, like, stir up drama, but this is my perspective on what happened, all right? So I tweeted this. I was in my hotel room, whatever. We're just fucking chilling. It was me and Ethan, and we're like, all right, we're hungry. And I tweet this, and then I'm like, I'm hungry as shit. Let's go to Moxie's or something. And so I go downstairs to the lobby with Ethan, and Mike and Cutler are already there waiting. And I go downstairs, and a person that I'm not going to name because I don't know if he wants me to like. It's like a conversation he wants to know. I don't know if he wants like you guys to know, that like he talked to me, but a guy walks up to me and says, "Hey man, like you're really, really just like you gotta go. You gotta.
Yeah.
You really just gotta leave." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Dude, like you tweeted this, and I understand that it was a joke, but Kanji like is not happy with you right now, and he's looking for you." And I'm like, I don't know what to say to that, right? And so I had just missed him when I walked downstairs. From what Mike, like our coach, told me, him and I just missed each other. Like I walked downstairs as he walked out, so like we may have run into each other. Thank God for my life that I did not run into him, because I think he was really, really upset, and he may have hit me, maybe have talked shit to me, maybe shoved me. I don't really know what he would have done, but all the information I got is I need to leave. This guy's temper is out of control. I gotta go. And I'm like, so in my head, I'm thinking like, why is he looking for me? Because the way people have confronted me usually is just like they message me or they come up to me and say, "Hey, like, what you did was messed up."
People don't normally tell them they're gonna kill you when you piss them off.
No.
That's not
Well,
normal for you.
here's the thing. I didn't see these tweets. These tweets aren't even like in my life right now. I don't know what's going on, so I never saw these tweets yet. But all I saw, because I don't think him and I followed each other or anything on Twitter, so I never saw the tweets.
Have you seen his Twitter profile though? It's like a sniper, dude. It's like a dude looking down a scope. So.
But anyways, so I walked into the lobby. I get this warning from, I'm not gonna name the person, but I get a warning like, "Yo, you have to leave the hotel. Make sure like he might be outside. Just try to avoid him at all costs. Don't look at don't talk to him. Like make sure you're nowhere near this hotel for now." While we calm him down. I'm like, okay, whatever. So either way, I was leaving to go to a restaurant. So my team and I go to the restaurant, and while we're on the way to the restaurant, this is when my Twitter blows up, and this is where I see everything. Like at the restaurant, basically, when we get there, I saw all this shit, and my Twitter's blowing up. Literally, Twitter is freezing on my phone because of the amount of notifications that I'm getting. I'm not joking. Ask Ethan, ask any of my teammates, and I'm like, what is going on here? And it's just a barrage of attacks from Brazilians, mainly like stuff I can't read, stuff to translate. It's like, how could you do this? Why are you lying? All this stuff. And I'm like, what is going on here? And so then I saw the tweet. I was like, I saw I'm going to kill whatever it was. And I'm
Prove
like,
it or I'll kill you.
Prove it or I'll kill you. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to kill me. I can't go to the after party. Again, joking, like I'm not the type of person, like I'm not afraid to go to an after party just because someone's there, like unless he's 100% serious, which in my head I'm thinking he's just overreacting, right? But I did also hear previously that he was looking for me, so when you put two and two together, it's like, bro, I've gotta I gotta protect myself literally at this point. So it was a joke for me until like it would have been a joke for me had I just heard that he typed that, but it was more the fact that I heard that he was looking for me that like kind of just was like, fucking, what do I do? Like I'm not supposed to. If this guy sees me, what is his best option right now? Like, because if he's seeing red, I'm dead. Like, not
you don't
dead
think
as in he's kill me, but I think he would definitely like punch me or shove me or something. I don't know him. I don't know this guy
and you're
personally.
walking around
nothing.
with Ethan, so you got no backup.
Well, at that point, I had my whole team with me, but it didn't matter. Okay, my point is,
well, then
we're walking.
Kusta's right there to
okay,
help you out,
and
bro.
then I get another message, right, from a person I'm not gonna name, saying like, "Hey man, like we're trying to calm him down. Don't worry. Like just try to stay away from the hotel for now." And I'm like, bro, like I'm gonna walk back when I'm done eating. Like I'm not gonna stay away from the freaking hotel. So at this point, I'm like kind of scared because I'm like, is he still hunting? Like, no chance.
He's
right?
on the press.
Every floor, dude. Back
and this
forth.
is stuff I'm hearing. I didn't see this guy
He's
looking.
got the
I just want to
security guy
clarify
at
that I didn't see
gunpoint.
this. I didn't see this guy
watching the
looking for me.
cameras.
All I did was hear based on what other people told me. And my teammates, before I walked downstairs, told me that I had just missed them and like they looked really angry or whatever.
So you have no proof that he was looking for you. So you might want to watch what you're
don't
seeing.
exactly. That's what I'm clarifying, that I don't 100% know. I didn't see this guy looking for me. Had I seen him, I may not be here
more
today.
Than one person
but-
said.
But I am here today, therefore I didn't see him looking for me. This is just stuff that I have heard from like pretty, like these sources are good. Especially, and my teammates like also told me like they looked really angry when they saw them. Whatever.
Oh my God.
So when I got back to the hotel or whatever, I just started hearing like weird ass shit, like how this guy was looking for me and like all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, whatever. There's nothing I can do. And then it was by that time it was like 8, and like the after party started at 9, so I just kind of we chilled in our hotel room till it was time to go. And in that time, I was still like, and then Fur gave me shit on Twitter for whatever reason, and then so I was just like confused as to what he was trying to say. And apparently, like I think what Fur was trying to say to me is that I was throwing them under the bus unnecessarily by saying that they were drinking or whatever when it's none of my business. And my argument was that I literally apologized after, like it was, and I made it very clear that it was a joke. So I thought it'd be like fucking.
Yeah, you
whatever.
did apologize. So I mean,
Right. And I made it clear it was a joke. That's my sense of humor. A lot of people back me up on that. People that know me know that I'm joking. But
FNS,
I
like,
apologize
never
because he
serious,
didn't
so.
really know me. Yeah. Like I'm always kidding around. So like I had to like clarify this, and then after I clarified it, people didn't believe. Like especially like Fur didn't believe that I was kidding, or like Kanji I guess didn't believe that I was joking, and I'm playing it off as a joke. So they genuinely believed that I meant to go out of my way to talk shit about them and make them look bad in front of their org, in front of their like fans and stuff. What reason do I have to do that other than the fact that they've beaten me the
Yeah.
last 16 times I've played them? Like
That's right.
I have no reason to do that shit ever. I've never done that. I respect all those teams. I respect all those players. I was friends with most of those players, other than obviously KNG, and like the way that it was just weird. And then Lucas messaged me, and then he explained his reasoning, like as to why he was pissed at me. I said, "Look, bro, I'm not trying to like attack you guys. I'm sorry. I could delete the tweet if you want. What can I do to help the situation?" Is what I said, and that was it. And then he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's cool. We're chill." And I guess Henny was chill with me too, because he was like chill with me at the after party. So there's only KNG at this point that's like really angry. But yeah, and that was the end of it.
I feel like Fur and KNG both don't understand that like whether or not you threw them under the bus, it was unintentional, and
Yeah.
we're making a joke about yourself.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
And
when
if
I
they
read
can't
that tweet,
understand that, then they're both fucking idiots. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a joke. You know,
I
like
know.
jokes don't
And I-
always go the way that people want them to. But if you're a fucking grown adult, you can get over shit.
Well, it's
So they
not
both
only
need to
that.
get-
it was
not only that, like you made a joke talking shit about yourself and your team
I know.
that you lost to 3 guys who were hungover, and even if
Yeah.
they weren't hungover, the hungover part of the joke was making fun of the fact that they fucking showed up late. Like,
Yeah.
so you're not
And they still
throwing them
beat
under
us.
the
Like
bus.
not only did they
showed up late.
show up late
They
and beat
showed
us.
so they had no warm up. They were hungover, and they still
Yeah.
beat you. And you so you're talking
And
shit
I'm
about
like, that's the
yourself,
worst
not
part.
them.
Like that's kind of
You're-
sad. Yeah. And so I was making fun of myself, and then like the main point, I could see the anger in terms of like maybe their org got mad because like, oh, you guys were out drinking. So my tweet for 100%, even if it's a joke or not, implied that they were out drinking, which obviously I don't know if they were out drinking or not. They said they weren't, so I'm gonna go ahead and believe that. So in that sense, they're allowed to be angry with me. But bro, you can't be making fucking death threats.
Yeah,
you
but-
can't be
but-
fucking
No, you can't.
Well,
freaking
hold
out
on.
the way he did.
You can't make death threats and you apologize. So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, like it doesn't matter if you fucked up.
Like
you
if
still
any
apologize.
of them,
so-
bro, if any of them walked up to me, like for example, Zach walked up to me and asked me like why I did what I did, and then that like he wasn't really angry with me, but he just wanted to know, and I said, bro, it was a joke. Honestly, I could fucking tweet right now and tell you guys to say it was a joke. Whatever I can do to help. You know, I didn't want to hurt you guys in that way. I like those guys. I hang out with them like events and stuff. Not like hang out with them, but if I run into them, I'll say hi and stuff. So there's
Henny
no
and
reason
Lucas
for me
are
to try
both
to.
2 like super nice guys.
Yeah.
Both of
So
them.
there's
They're
no reason
really
for
nice
me to
guys.
like, and I've never like gone out of my way to do that to anyone else. I don't have like a history of this shit. So like, why would I go out of my way to do that to them now? You know. So that's the part I didn't understand, like why. But you can't go around looking for somebody to start a fight or whatever he was trying to do, and like make a scene. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I just feel like that's kind of ridiculous.
Well, the
to, like,
reason it doesn't add up is like if you said something like that to me and it wasn't true, why would I be mad? Like
yeah.
if like they did not drink and they didn't do
Well, because
anything
they
like
think
that,
I'm spreading
why
rumors and I'm a
would-
pro player, that like people will believe what I'm saying, right? So it makes
Still,
them
like
look
if
bad.
you said that to, I guess there's like you don't know them as well as me, but like if you said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, I beat you while we were hungover, and it
Yeah,
just shows up.
and that's what
mad you
Lucas
are.
did.
Like,
Lucas literally showed like, did you see Lucas's reply to me? That was
Yeah.
fucking funny. I laughed at that shit. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's a good
whatever, you
reply.
win, bro. But
Yeah.
he was
Nah,
also
I-
angry.
I agree with Daps though. Like, if you didn't do anything wrong, like, yeah, it might suck that someone may like put an image in other people's heads, but at the end of the day, like he said, you have to prove it. And if they have a legitimate excuse for being late or they were slept in or something, but I mean,
Look, man, I get why they were mad, but I don't get the overreaction of trying to fight me or whatever they were trying to do. Like, not them, but like Kanji specifically, like going out of his way to look for me, which is, again, I don't know for sure. I heard that he was looking. Just fucking make it clear. And then on top of that, just like, just all the stuff he's tweeted to me, I was just confused. I'm
but
like,
he
man,
also
like,
needs to chill. Like, he's applying for a visa right now. Like,
yeah.
if they Google his name, which they might, because they do background checks on
they've
people.
Googled my name before. For my
Yeah,
visa.
if they just Google his name, his alias, whatever, which will be in the document because I've got a P1 work visa. I'm not sure if that's the same what they get. Probably
yeah, it
is.
Yeah, it's a P1.
If
yeah.
they will have his alias, it will have his Twitter, it will have all this stuff in it because mine did. And if they look at any of the stuff, it's not good for him. You know what I mean? Like he should be in damage control mode, not
Yeah.
not
And
pushing
and
it
the
further.
worst part is, like, I messaged Lucas and I'm like, hey, dude, and Zach, and I'm like, I'm ready, dude. I could walk up to your room right now and talk to him. Like, is that like, will that help? Like, if I go there and explain why I did what I did, you know what I mean? Like, I'm down to do that shit. And he's like, do not come into this room. No matter what you do, stay as far away from this room as possible. I'm like,
It's
that's
insane.
crazy. Like, I'm ready to talk to this guy face to face. I'm not afraid to talk to him. But like, if he's gonna fucking swing at me, he ruins his career right there. Like, you know what I mean? And that's
Well,
just
going
that's
straight
just
to death
that's
threats
so-
is already pretty bad.
that's bad. But at least he just tweeted that. But like, to look for me and stuff is like, obviously you're trying to do something with that. Like,
Allegedly.
it's like, right, allegedly look for me. Make that very clear. Again, just to do that, and then like also not having it in you to like want to talk to me face to face and just trying to figure out like the situation is super short sighted in my opinion. Like, why ruin your career like that when you're such a
Like-
good player and like your team is clearly better than my team. You've beaten us 16 out of 17 times that you played me. You're obviously better than us. You played better than us. You beat us. Why are you mad? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
maybe there's like the only reason I could see him being that mad is maybe it was true and he thinks you like knew somehow and just like threw them
I
under
don't
the
know.
bus like first said because like if you compare
mean-
I don't know if you can compare it to like people like pro players calling Flush out for cheating at the start of CS:GO, but like Flush had turned it into a joke. Like he didn't like Flush
Yeah.
obviously doesn't cheat, so it's like he wasn't like from what I saw, Flusha never was like super pissed.
So
Yeah.
for about that one time on JW's stream or something, he went and said that I called Flusha a cheating faggot to his face at
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
breakfast, which never happened, by the way. And when I woke up in the morning, not to the same extent as FNS, but I remember I had like 400 things on my Twitter says like 4. I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, what
Yeah.
happened? Did someone die? Like, so I look and I'm like, oh, like, well, this isn't true. So I made a tweet. And I was like, well, this never happened. And then that was it. I didn't threaten to kill JW. All right. I didn't threaten. And I think me calling Flusha a cheating faggot is worse than saying someone is,
And saying someone beat me while hungover.
hung up. So, I mean,
And like the worst part is it could have been solved so easily had he just been like, bro, take that tweet down and tell the truth. I literally would have just done it if that like hurt them that much because apparently they got a lot of flack because people like if it's like a pro player, people just like believe that stuff. But I just thought it was so clear I was kidding on my tweet that people wouldn't be attacking them for being hungover. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was
we all
so
know
clear.
you, and we all know your sense of humor.
Exactly,
So
and
we
so
all
that's
knew
my-
immediately. I was like,
Yeah, but
you
it's still
know.
at the same time, it's like I took responsibility in that I could see why the tweet could be like
Right.
seen differently, and that's why I was ready to like apologize for it. But like the way it escalated blew my mind. I'm like when this person who I'm not gonna name walked up to me and like was literally concerned for my life, bro. This guy's like, bro, you've gotta leave the hotel room.
You've got to go.
I know you didn't mean anything by this, but you have to go. Like, and I'm not the way he said it. Like, you ask any of my teammates that were there, it's like this guy was so afraid for me, you know, which implies that this guy was ready to fucking fuck me up or something. And that's my point.
So
I don't know.
if we got like a EOC type event for you and KNG, would you fight him?
Win. I would fight him, but he would win. I mean, I would fight him, but
He's
So
a
we
lot
fight him with
bigger.
refs
He's a
and
lot
stuff, so
bigger.
you can't actually
this
be
guy is
killed. Like
this guy is like
No, don't say
little-
anything.
he's
Don't say
bigger
anything
than me.
allegedly.
He's Davey. I'm pretty sure he's like your size,
Is he?
like in height and like probably like maybe like
Girth.
in weight. Just like he just like looks like you in terms of like his overall
Just
body
build?
structure.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
so I'm
think
just like,
you'd win a fight?
Huh?
Like, would you knock him out?
Would I
like,
win? I think with
yeah.
enough training.
because he got
I'm
speed
kidding,
on.
I don't.
you know
I'm
what I
not,
mean?
dude.
Like,
I'm not a.
quick like
I would
a
never fight
rattlesnake.
somebody when it comes to like esports, especially. It's fucking worthless, and I would never like ruin.
What's the say?
That's why I said it. This
You
would be.
can't beat someone
fight.
that actually wants to
Like, not-
beat you up. Because like it's
Wait,
the same
what?
thing with Rush. Like you know how Rush will just like he has that blind rage sometimes. I've said it a million times. Like
Yeah.
Rush is the kind of guy who just like accidentally kills somebody. He just like I think someone said it about.
I mean,
him
I
too,
even
like,
understand. Like, okay, fine, that happened one night, right? But then the next night, I figured like he would like message me or something and be like, "Yo, like, can we like talk or something?" None of that. Like, I got nothing like that.
Dude, he
The rest
even-
of his
he even
teammates
tweeted
all.
out like doubling down. Like I will never apologize for what I said.
Yeah.
And it's
Like he thinks like
whoa,
what
dude,
he
like-
did. To me, I think he thinks what he did was okay,
Yeah,
and like
it is,
he's
yeah.
never gonna like back down from that. To me, that's mind blowing. Like that's you make. It's just so out of proportion what he's doing, and like I was like,
Mhm.
okay, whatever. Like there's nothing I can do about that. But like if he sees me in person again, like what am I gonna do? Run? No way. Like he's gonna. If he's either gonna hit me or he's not gonna say a word and just be like, "This fuck this guy," whatever. So there's only two things that could possibly happen. So it's like I don't
What
need
if
to
he-
be friends with
what
this
if he
guy.
kills you?
I don't need to be friends with this guy, but like, I think what he did is fucking stupid as fuck in terms of the fact that like how he handled it
I think
after I
you just had
apologized.
some
to you.
sort of like sense of pride, like
I don't know.
why can't you just say sorry even if you don't mean it, like just for your professional career?
I
like,
didn't even want him to say
Or
sorry. I
not
just
even
wanted
say
him to
sorry. Just
But
yeah.
just
get over
like-
it or accept my apology at least.
or
Like, you know
even
what I
just
mean?
like I went a little too far. Like
I think he said that. I
some
think he
sort
did
of,
say.
a tad, little,
Did
little.
he?
I think he definitely said like I went too far. Like I think that was like one of his tweets where like he's like
Check.
I don't know. The
He's-
Google Translate wasn't
I don't
the best, but
Yeah, I just heard that he had said that he doesn't take back what he said, and that he's not backing down.
I don't
Said,
know. Either
I'm not
way,
afraid of retaliation. If I need, I restart all over again. So
yeah, to me it's like
why?
weird.
Why do that to yourself?
come out.
And I
totally
would
wrong
understand if
with
this is like
anger.
a
He said, "Come out totally wrong with anger because only I know how much I fought for this to be hit with lies, injustice." So he feels like you like slandered him or something.
yeah. He
Like,
genuinely believes that I went out of my way to lie about them. Like I hate them or something. Like I want to do that. And I made it very clear in my very next tweet that I don't not trying to do that and that I apologized for the tweet. But apparently that's not enough. I
That's
need
the
to
thing.
now.
that's
do
the thing is
something
like
else.
if you slandered him and you didn't apologize and you just kept it, I could understand him being mad. Not saying that he'd kill you, but I could understand like, especially if he didn't drink. You know, like
Yeah.
if he drink, that would even be more annoying maybe for someone that has like anger problems.
No,
which
I
clearly-
understand the anger, but like
But-
I was ready to squash it and he just isn't. Like he's not down to like
Yeah. You said you made a mistake, so that's all there is. Like you
Yeah.
can't reverse the past. You know what I mean? Like you can't take
Yeah.
the tweet back. But
I guess we also don't know his history. Like maybe there's
I don't know. Like I said,
alcohol
I
in
was.
the
But
past
the
or
worst part is, even after all that, I was ready to talk to him. Like I even messaged his teammates. I didn't message him directly, but I messaged his teammates. I'm like, hey, if he wants to talk, I'm ready to talk. And they were like, that's the last thing that you should do right now. Got it.
like he's locked and loaded.
Yeah, at that
You
point, I'm
enter
like,
this
bro,
room.
He's
I
pulling
can't
the
deal with
hidden
this.
guns out of his suitcase, allegedly. You don't want to mess with that.
And then the worst part was like the messages, bro, like that I got from these like mainly from Brazilian like people that speak Portuguese. Like all these Portuguese messages just on Facebook, on Instagram, on
dude.
pictures that I posted like
They
2 years ago.
They go after
Just
you.
going, bro. I couldn't believe some of the shit I was reading. I'm like,
When-
dude, it's
one
not
time
that
we were-
serious.
One time we were playing a match, and it was against I think it was against SK when they were LG when they first came over to like North America. Not when they first came over; they've been here for a little bit, but they were like the only Brazilian team here at the time, anyways. And Arya had said something like in game it was like 4-4 on cash, and like they had just reset us, and like in game Arya said something like, "Come on, these guys fucking blow. Like we can win this. We need to take this next round." Blah blah blah. Right? He said this in game. He said these guys fucking blow, and there was a Brazilian cast that was casting the game, and they had the in-game mics on, and all the Brazilians heard Arya say, "These guys fucking blow," and Arya got fucking like for months.
Oh, I remember that. I do
For
remember
months
that.
and
Yeah, I do
months
remember
and
that.
months, every single day, he was getting hundreds of messages on his Facebook saying they were gonna find him and kill him. They were like hitting up his
Oh, fuck,
girlfriend's
dude. Like-
Facebook. Like they were.
Like I'm not.
going in.
I think I'm a pretty mentally strong person, but when I saw some of these things that they were typing, which I'm not gonna say, like I just could not believe my eyes that like somebody has it in them to type.
They
some of
always
this
good
stuff.
at death, man. It's always like they will
Yeah,
kill
like
you.
I couldn't believe that.
you
No,
will-
it's
you
not
will
even
die.
my death. It's my
And it's like,
family.
Yeah, no,
My
they go after
family
your
needs to
family
go.
too.
My whole
Your whole
genetic
family's gotta
gene-
go.
My whole gene pool's gotta go. And I'm just like, bro, like what is going on here? And like it just escalates so fast with these
That's
guys.
why I
and I'm
didn't really like first tweet to you because it's like he knows what'll happen when.
Yeah,
he
I didn't
chimes in.
understand that either. And then I even like told him, explained to him, and he was just not believing that I'm kidding. So again, Fur isn't. It's not just like Kanji. Like Fur doesn't believe it was like a joke either or whatever. And I'm just like, hey, whatever. Like I don't really care if you believe me or not.
But as someone that's lived in a house with you, like it's obviously a joke. Like,
Yeah.
like anyone that knows you knows that it's a joke. Like,
Yeah.
anyone who's known you for longer than like a week knows it's a joke. Like,
Yeah,
so-
but
Anyone
like-
who's had an hour-long conversation with you knows.
But it's
Yeah.
just weird to me when like I say, first of all, not only do I say it's a joke, I then apologize after that. That's not enough. Like that blows my mind. That it's like, how is that not enough? Do you then want me to delete my Twitter, Facebook, and quit Counter Strike? Like, is that where like that they draw the line?
Well,
They're like,
that's
this
why
guy
I
has
think
an-
like Folan said, like that's unprofessional for them to be late and stuff. He didn't really touch on like what you like the
Yeah.
issue with you. I don't think, but Folan says it's unprofessional, which is good, you know, because it is, you know. And he
Yeah.
tweeted that like he couldn't believe like his friends, his Brazilians, whatever, like people that, you know, he thinks he probably wants them to succeed as well, you know. But
Yeah.
like Fur chiming in and like siding with Kanji is kind of fucked up in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like even if he agrees with Kanji, he shouldn't say shit. He's too big. Like he's too big of a person that he's just gonna get all the Brazilians on his side to hate you. And like
Yeah.
it's
That
just-
blindsided me a lot, and that's why I wanted to like, because I respect that guy too. Like I respect him as a player and a human. So I was just like,
let's
I'm
get one thing out of
confused.
the way. Fur is better than all of us. He's on a better team than all of us. No one
Yeah.
is discrediting any of Fur's achievements as a player. Okay, we all know he's fucking insane, possibly the best player in the world this year. But that doesn't change the fact that what he said he shouldn't have said. Like
Yeah.
he shouldn't have sided with KNG. And
Just like now, what FNS said he shouldn't have said, and that he acknowledged that, apologized for that, and
Yeah, that's
tried
what
to
I
make
think
things
they're saying.
better, right? Like that's like so. That's the
part I
main
didn't get, like
difference here.
why they didn't want to like squash it. That's the part
Yeah.
that confused me. Is like, I said it to both of them. Like, I'm sorry, like for my tweet. If it hurt you that badly, like I apologize. And literally, I just get, this guy's just a fucking liar. Fuck it, you know.
Isn't it crazy? Just like how nationalistic some fan bases are. It's like
Just
any
this one.
fan-
Just
like,
this
no,
one, dude.
No. But like when Thoorin talked shit about Poland, the amount of shit he
Oh, that's
got,
true.
like
That is
he
true.
got like he even talked about like all the death threats he got. Like don't come here. Like
But
we're
he attacked
ready,
a country though. He literally attacked the.
the country.
didn't he say,
yeah,
like-
you know, he's
yeah,
straight up.
like-
That's a little
said
bit
it's like,
different. 'cause he
Yeah,
fully
for
attacked
me,
their
for
country.
me, it was like calling 3 players out as a joke and making fun of myself more than those players, and it turned into the entire country being versus me. I instantly conceded. I'm like, you guys.
But even if like if Thorne said like, oh, I went to Canada, that country's dog shit, I'd be like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, I wouldn't resort
Yeah.
to like death threats or whatever. Like it's crazy how like
the other
people
thing,
escalate
but
shit.
the other thing is though, like Canada really isn't dog shit. Like Canada's a really great country.
What do you think?
Even if it was dog shit, it's like no, there's bad things about Canada. It's
I mean,
Yeah,
people
it's
are
still
entitled
always
to their
been, like,
opinions.
But
It's
there's a
still
couple.
for the last 10 years. It's always been in like the top 3 countries to live in the world on like that list that they do. Canada's fucking sick. We love it.
Maybe.
Canada's a pretty great place.
I mean, like the thing is just like how can you go out of your way to care? Like,
Yeah.
what if that thorn doesn't like your country? How does that affect your life in any way, shape, or form? Like, how could you go out of your way? I know they probably wouldn't, but how could you go and kill Thorin because he said your country is third world? Like, if anything, you're proving his point. Like, it blows my mind. Like
right now, I
I
just opened my Twitter, 65 notifications. Click.
Read a few.
And this has consistently happened. Like, consistently. So
read the
fucked.
first one. What's the last one you got?
No, now it's just people defending me, but randomly it's like, how could you fucking say something like that, you stupid bitch?
And stupid ass bitch.
Like that,
Stupid
what
ass
I
bitch.
Fuck you, FNS.
Yeah, fuck you little bitch.
Fuck you, dude. It's not like you can apologize. Like,
just
oh man,
don't
people
know.
are idiots. Like, I don't get it. I don't get how human beings can be so stupid. Like, it really blows my mind, man. Like it actually, like, I think about it, and I could never care so much to go to Twitter and harass someone. Like,
Well, like,
I
a lot of
just-
people genuinely believe that, like, I deserve to be punched in the face so I can be put in my place. That rhyme. That rhyme. See, that's pretty dope. But that's genuinely what people
Maybe
believe.
then you'll
Rap
learn your
battle.
fucking
We should rap
lesson.
battle. UG versus FNS rap battle, but
Like, it's just weird, man. Like, how do you think that thick? Oh yeah, fuck! He hit me. Goddamn! Now I'm never gonna do this shit again, ever again. Never gonna. You know what I mean? Like, I just.
you do something wrong and they like literally put you in your place. Like, they'll
Yeah.
like it's like you don't do certain things, like, or you get beat up. I'm not saying that happens everywhere, but there's definitely places where, like,
To be honest, I
physical-
wasn't interested in going to Brazil anyway, but now it's confirmed. Like, that's
You'll have to
not.
pull
It's not a
Hiko.
place that I can even go now. So
I
that
mean,
option's
Hiko,
gone.
didn't Hiko get like way more shit than you?
I don't
Yeah.
even know what Hiko did. To,
He
I don't
forced-
know
it
what
was
he
the-
did either.
No,
but
what Hiko did was the Liquid versus SK thing when the photographer knocked out one of SK's computers. Remember? And then Liquid wouldn't replay the round because it was a 4-on-4 and
yeah.
damage had been done. That was at that SoCal LAN. Damage
Okay,
had been
yeah,
done, and a camera guy
RGN.
knocked out RGN, yeah, and a camera guy knocked out one of the computer's power cords. So SK, one of their players, dropped in a 4-on-4, and Liquid won the round. And then SK wanted to replay the round, except it was LG at the time. LG wanted to replay the round, and Liquid was like, well, the rules say this, so we're going to do what the rules say. And LG took to Twitter and got all of their Brazilian fans extremely mad at Liquid, and specifically Hiko, since Hiko was the one that was talking between LG and the admin, etc.
Yeah.
And so Hiko got the flack for that. Hiko got the flack for following the tournament's rules. It's pretty interesting what Twitter can do.
It's because the admins gave them a decision. They let
Right.
they let Hiko decide whether he wanted to replay the round or follow the rules.
Right.
He followed the rules. Granted, the rules greatly benefited him, obviously,
Yeah.
but like they should never have done it in the first
No,
place.
never.
Like, the
Dumbest-
admins, the admins should
that
just
happened
choose.
to me too. Like, you guys probably won't remember this, but when we were Conquest, we were playing Mouse Sports in the semifinals of the SIVO LAN, and
Oh, I do
we
remember that round,
won
the pistol
pistol.
round. Yep.
yeah, we won pistol on the third map, and we like would have made the finals if we didn't replay this round, because like we won pistol and we lost the match like 16-13, and Gobby's monitor like turned off, and he had to like look on his teammate's monitor to play the rest of the pistol, but like we had already gotten like 2 or 3 kills, right? So like the round was definitely, we were winning the round no matter what. Most
Or it
of
would have been like a miracle for them to win it. They would have been
or
like some
yeah,
crazy,
like we had the advantage still, even if his monitor was on. And instead of the tournament following the rules, they gave us the choice. And a bunch of people kept coming up to us like, it's the good thing to do, like be a good sport, like come up, like I think it was like Sir Scoots was like, it was like Sir Scoots and Shazam talking about it. And Shazam was like, no, like we're not replaying the round. And then like after like 20-30 minutes, we got like just like convinced to restart the round because it's like the right thing to do, and we lost them. Like we started the half 1-0 winning pistol, and then we restarted it, we went down like 7-0, like restarting that round, right? So it's like we could have been in the finals, but we did what other people wanted us to do instead of following the tournament rules, and our own choice sort of screwed us over.
it's always like a
And no one
gray, right?
remembers that. Like I no one's like, oh yeah, like Daps is like a really good guy for like restarting the round for mouse sports. Like no one fucking remembers that. Like I didn't gain anything from like being
Well,
a
like
good person.
this whole thing was because he called me like a liar, right? Like he's just like, this guy's a liar. But like, you could say that about any fucking joke. Like I'm just like, dude, Daps is such a fucking ugly piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like you could just be like, dude, you're lying. It's my fucking opinion.
Yeah,
What if it's
prove
my
it or I'll
opinion
kill
that
you.
this guy's hungover? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you could say that about any fucking joke, and then like, it's just that they think that I genuinely went
Let's
out of
just
my
say,
way to hurt them. And
let's
that's
just
the
say
part
that
blows my mind.
there have been players hungover at tournaments before. It's
Yeah.
not. It's definitely happened.
Listen,
I
I
won't
have-
name the players, but like, multiple teams have gone drinking the nights before major finals, before
Yeah.
and I'm sure I haven't seen every player that's done it, but like I've been at after parties, because the thing is, after parties are usually like Saturday, and then the finals are on Sunday, like a lot of the time,
Yeah.
and unless that's recently changed. But so like I remember the final VP one, Taz went to the after party. He didn't get drunk or anything. He wasn't like slamming down
Well,
fucking
it's just
shots.
all
but-
this just the stuff that I heard was they were partying, right? So I just put partying and drinking in together in my
Partying,
head.
drinking late for the match.
Yeah,
it
and
all
I'm just like,
together.
okay, they're hungover, right? And if they're not, just be like, just tweet, yo, guys, like I know people are joking about us being hungover, but we weren't hungover. We just were late because of X, Y, and Z, and that's fucking the end of it. You know what I mean? Like that's the truth, and then like that's the end of it. But like they took such a dramatic route that I'm just like, dude, these guys are good players. They have a big, like, a bright future ahead of them. They just made the major final. Like, it already makes them look bad that they were late. But on top of that, this guy's reacting like this. Like,
He also made a second final again. Like,
yeah, like I just don't understand.
It doesn't even matter if you go out drinking the night before. Like,
Like I don't know. I just
like I've there like before that match. I remember we played. It was before our Cloud9 match at ESCA LAN, and this is like the first LAN of my career, and I had 2 gin and tonics before the match because I was nervous.
Yeah.
I remember that. Like I was straight up nervous to like play the match, and I had 2 gin and tonics before it.
Yeah.
And there's been
I don't
nights where I've went out like before we won the minor, we went out. Stanislaw, Rush, and I went out to a casino and we're out, and I drank.
Yeah,
a little
and,
bit,
like,
but they got
honestly,
mad
like-
at me for doing it, but
yeah,
it
I
was,
just I don't know. The fact that like I'm being called a liar and shit, like that's just the stuff that pisses me off because like that's what everyone just messages me. All these Portuguese people are just like, oh, you're spreading lies. Why is he spreading lies and shit? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I'm the one that started this whole thing. Like it's crazy to me.
but it's also like individual, right? Like for someone like me, I would never drink even like one beer before the final, like before the night before. That's just how I am. Like I would always just like go to sleep early, wake up early, have a good breakfast. That's just me, and that's what a lot of people I think everyone should do. They think that's like you should go to bed at 10 p.m. Fucking wake up early, be ready for the match. Which theoretically that's probably the safest bet, right? Like, which is why I do it. But there are people in other sports that are the world best that get hammered, wake up hungover and like win. Like like it just
Ronald,
different people can handle different things. Like some people can do that. So
well,
it's just,
Ronaldinho got practically like he was. I don't know if you guys. I know neither of you follow soccer. FNS will know who he is for sure. Ronaldinho was like one of the greatest players of all time. Like he was incredibly skilled. He got practically like thrown out of AC Milan for playing games drunk. like he practically got thrown out. Like they were like, look, like you can't stay here anymore. Like you're not showing up to practices. You're on coke. You're drunk all the time. Like, and he was still just killing it. Like he was an incredible player. Like I'm not saying everyone should. If you could play a match drunk, play a match drunk. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying what you're saying is that everybody just like there'd be players who would try and do that and they'd be just falling all over the field, right? Like you
well,
just.
it's the same
I've
thing
never-
with Jeff Carter and Mike Richards when they got kicked off the Philadelphia Flyers and they both went to LA and won the Stanley
Oh,
Cup
yeah.
because they were like huge
cokeheads,
partiers.
right?
They would like do coke and shit and just like drink all the time and they'd party all the time and they got cut from the Flyers or traded or
Dude,
whatever
I
happened
played-
and then they won the cup the next year.
Yeah. I'm not
And
gonna
they're
say
insane
who.
players.
I'm not gonna say who, but there was an event one time I was playing at, and one of my teammates, he went out drinking the night before, like day one, with some of the other players that were there that weren't playing on day one. Got super wasted, super fucked up. Came back to the hotel at 7 a.m. We had a match at like 10 a.m. Took like an hour and a half power nap. Woke up, popped an Addy, top fragged the rest of the day. like
Yeah.
that shit happens, man. Like,
I mean,
don't know.
it's just
That's
it's
that's
just
what I mean. Is like if someone on my team was getting drunk, I'd be kind of mad. Honestly, like
we were
that would
mad.
piss me off. Like I know. I'm just saying, like that would piss me off, and I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? Like we're playing at a tournament. This is your job. However, if that person continuously was getting drunk and top fragging, at a certain point, I'd be like, all right, you do you, man.
Did you,
Like,
did you drink
like-
today? You got it. You want me to get you something?
I got
you know,
something
like-
here for you.
you know, like if a person, I'm not saying that it's like okay, but at the same time, like if you've proven to me that you can do something stupid and still perform, then whatever, do you?
Like, listen,
I guess.
man.
Like
I don't even care that he tweeted the fucking like death threat. That's not the big deal. The big deal was that I'm hearing from like pretty good sources. Why would people lie about this? Is that this guy's looking for me? You know what I mean? And like that I should leave the hotel. When I'm hearing that type of shit, like I don't see this guy, but like I hear that type of stuff. I'm just like, how are you resorting? If you're resorting to violence over words, like that somebody said on Twitter, not even said to your fucking face on Twitter, then you've got a lot of.
it's
bigger
like they
issues.
just can't understand you made a joke. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's like you didn't make a joke to them. I feel like you literally were
in
talking
their
shit.
heads, yeah.
Like you were not joking. You were like
Listen,
out
the
to
weird
get
thing is,
them.
had I won the match versus them, like had we 2-0'd them, I could see that they were frustrated. Fuck, these guys are fucked. But they won. They beat us.
2-0'd you. Like
They beat us convincingly. And then I typed that shit like way later when they were like, as like that whole thing happened where I heard, and people were tweeting like, oh, they were out partying or whatever. That's when I tweeted it. But apparently, like my tweet was like blew up or whatever, and it turned into this like FNS started all this like lies and spread all these lies. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
yeah, but topic number 17 here. Why is Ryu tweeting all this shit, like updates and stuff? Is he like is he working for TMZ
Gossip
now?
girl.
I don't get it. Like I don't.
No,
I don't
he's just
understand
like a
what's he
stickler.
doing.
He's like a really like a stickler for the rules, basically. Like he's very, like, make sure our desks are clean. Like when we leave the venue, like make sure that like we don't make a mess. Make sure we like dress well. Make sure that you know what I mean. Like he's very methodical with everything. It's like all those even
No,
the
I
little
could
things.
understand it.
So
for
that's
your
why like
side,
what
but-
that's why it's like a huge deal to him when like someone's late or somebody is like disrespecting the rules and stuff like that. So when he's like that, that's why he likes. That's why I just tweet stuff like that is because like it's so super important to him that like he like really believes that players should never do that. And obviously like it wasn't just him. Like a lot of people were like, "What the fuck, immortals? Like why would you ever like you know what I mean?" So, but yeah, he was the one that like kind of started that whole thing.
All right, well,
Yet I'm the one that they hate though.
yeah. Well, you're a very hateable guy.
Okay.
All right, guys. This has been Peter's Advantage, episode 5. Sorry it's been late. Don't forget to check out the World Gaming link in the description below, and we will see you guys next time.